Section 4.1 Percentage Basics. Percent means per 100 or parts per 100. When we write the percent 40%, this is equivalent to the fraction 40 over 100 or the decimal 0.4. For example, if I have 100%, this is equivalent to 100 over 100. And 100 over 100 is 1. The fractional form for 100% is 100 over 100. The decimal form for 100% is 1. Example, write each as a percent. We have 3 questions, A, B, and C. And we want to write each of these numbers as a percent. Let's start with question A. I have 1 over 4. In order to write 1/4 as a percent, I need to turn this into decimal first. To turn 1 over 4 into a decimal, I will take 1 divided by 4, and I get 0.25. 0.25 is equivalent to 1/4, and I will use 0.25 to write it as a percent. So I'm going to multiply 0.25 with 100%. One of the reasons why I'm multiplying by 100% because I need the percent notation. Now the question is, does it have to be 100%? Can it be 20%, 50%, or 70%? The answer is no. It cannot be 20%, 50%, 70%, or any percent other than 100 because 100% is equivalent to 1. So in another word, I take 0.25 times 1. And 0.25 times 1 is 0.25, which is equivalent to 1/4, which will not change the value of my original number. It gives me 25 and carry down the percent notation. 1/4 is equivalent to 25%. Question B. I want to write 0.02 as a percent. The number 0.02 is already a decimal. So in order to write 0.02 as a percent, I'll multiply this by 100%. And I will take 0.02 times 100. That gives me 2. And I'll carry down the percent notation. 0.02 is equivalent to 2%. Question C. Write 2.35 as a percent. 2.35 is already a decimal. In order to write 2.35 as a percent, I will multiply this by 100%. Remember, 100% is equivalent to 1. So multiplying 2.35 by 100% is equivalent to multiplying 2.35 by 1, which is 2.35. From here, I'll take 2.35 times 100, and I have 235%. Next example, complete the table below. In this table, I have 3 different columns: fraction, decimal, percent. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different rows. In each row, they give me a number in a random column. For example, in the first row, they gave me 3 over 5 in the fraction column, and they want me to write 3 over 5 as a decimal and also as a percent. Or in the second column, they gave me 0.02 in the decimal column, and they want me to write 0.02 as a fraction and also as a percent. And I need to complete the table. Let's start with 3 over 5. I have a fraction, and I want to convert this fraction to a decimal. In order to do so, I take 3 divided by 5. When I take 3 divided by 5, I got 0.6. 3 over 5 is equivalent to 0.6. And I also want to turn that into a percent. So I will take 0.6 times 100%. And I'll take 0.6 times 100. That is 60%. So in the first row, fraction is 3 over 5, decimal is 0.6, and percent is 60%. In the second row, I have 0.02 as a decimal, and I want to turn this into a fraction and also a percent. I will go ahead and turn this decimal into a percent first. In order to turn 0.02 to a percent, I will need to take this number multiplied by 100%. Then I'll take 0.02 times 100, and I got 2%. 0.02 is equivalent to 2%. I want to write 0.02 as a fraction. Instead of using the decimal, I will use the percent. 2% is equivalent to 2 over 100. 2 over 100 is a fraction. 2 and 100 both have 2 as a common factor. In order to simplify this fraction, I will have to divide both numerator and the denominator by 2. Two divided by 2 is 1, and 100 divided by 2 is 50. So I have 1 over 50. Next row, I'm given 72%, and I want to write the 72% as a decimal and also as a fraction. 72% is equivalent to 72 over 100. So I will rewrite 72% as a fraction first. 72 over 100. Next, I will need to simplify this fraction. I noticed that 72 and 100 both have 4 as a common factor, so I will divide the top by 4 and the bottom by 4. 72 divided by 4 is 18. 100 divided by 4 is 25. So I have 18 over 25. 18 over 25 is equivalent to 72%. In order to write 72% as a decimal, I can take 18 divided by 25, which is 0.72. Or you can also use 72% to rewrite this as a decimal. First, I'll need to locate my decimal point. 72 is a whole number, so my decimal point is to the right of the last digit. To write a percent as a decimal, I will need to move the decimal point to the left 2 places and drop the percent notation. My decimal point is right here. So if I move it once, twice, my decimal point is 0.72. Next row, I'm given a decimal of 0.025, and I want to convert this to a fraction and also to a percent. To convert 0.025 to a percent, I will need to multiply this by 100%. And I'll take 0.025 times 100, which is 2.5%. Now, to convert that into a fraction, I'll take 2.5% and rewrite it as a fraction, which is 2.5 over 100. This fraction has a decimal in the numerator. A simplified fraction does not contain any decimal. To simplify this fraction, I am going to divide the numerator by 2.5 and the denominator by 2.5. 2.5 divided by 2.5 is 1, and 100 divided by 2.5 is 40. So I got 1 over 40. The last row, I have 4 and 1/2. This is a mixed number. I have the whole number part is 4, and then 1/2 is the fractional part. And I want to write this as a decimal and also as a percent. I will write this as a decimal first. 4 and 1/2 means 4 plus 1/2. And 1/2 is 0.5. So that is equivalent to 4 plus 0.5. And that is equivalent to 4.5. 4 and 1/2 is equivalent to 4.5. And I want to write it as a percent. I'll take 4.5 times 100%. When taking 4.5 times 100, I have 450%.